God, today was a good day. Today was a good day. So from day one, I've loved the effort. The effort's just been phenomenal. And obviously there's going to be little mistakes, you know, some from the returners, most from the freshmen coming in. But when you have the effort that we've had for the last 5 or 6 weeks, you can live with mistakes and you just have to clean some things up. And that's what we've done and we continue to do.
Has anyone impressed you in the early going?
You know, my freshmen really have. I think they're well ahead of any group of freshmen that we've brought in since I've been here. And as a collective group, you know, last year Cherise kind of led the freshman bandwagon and she's pretty good. But Jayza, Emily, and Janet are all going to play. You know, what capacity I couldn't tell you, but they're all going to get on the floor because I think their basketball IQ is very, very good.
How about Cherise? What do you expect out of her this year?
You know, I don't want her to press too much. She looked really good today, and I think because she just stopped doing too much. I think she felt she needed to kind of lead the team and everything because of the year she had. And for her to just be patient, for her to make sure that, look, you're going to get a lot of people's attention early until, you know, people understand that we have a pretty good team when we put on the floor, whoever that might be. And then she doesn't have to press so much.
Chemistry-wise, what's the makeup? What are you like the identity that's coming forward?
Chemistry for them is light years ahead of where we've ever been. And even the group last year that all got together, we weren't like that in the beginning. You know, they found a way to, because of adversity, because of what they had to go through, their chemistry came and it was pretty amazing. But they've started that way right now. And it looks good. You can tell. And, you know, our identity is the same. We want to be physical. We want to be tough and smart. But you know, we want to be a really deep team that can go just in and out. And I'm not hesitant right now to play anybody. So it's the little details that they have to clean up is going to determine how much and who's going to play.
How do you replace what you lost last year?
You just don't. And Tisha Brown you can't replace. And other people will step up, and they're going to say the same thing. How are you going to replace Khadijah and Alexa and Bryce when they leave? And we haven't replaced any significant seniors since I've been here. You know, the Jordan Adams, the Mandy Moores. But others have stepped up and created their own identity, and that's been the nice thing. So I think as a team, we've already not replaced what we've lost, but we've already gained more than we've had. And you know, I'm just excited. I'm pretty anxious to see what's out there.
What happened last year kind of help you guys moving forward? Is there a such thing as momentum heading into this year or anything like that?
You know, you have to be careful because that was last year's team, and that team's done and over with. And I don't want to ride on that team's coattails because that was special, but I do think the team we have can create their own identity, create their own moments, and have their own feel. And that's what this team has done so far. So whatever happened last year, that was a pretty special moment for that group of players. But I think it's not fair to them to ride that. I think they're ready to ride their own special moments, 15, 16.
For those returners getting, I guess, a taste of it.
Yeah.
You know, getting to that championship game.
Yeah.
And knowing you're that close to getting to an NCAA tournament, just, you know, does that fuel the fire at all?
Yeah, I really do think so. Being 6 points away to a very good Boise team. I mean, that was a team that I was most worried about to play because they were really good. But I thought we handled ourselves well. I thought we had just as good of a chance as they did. And I think that taste is what's fueled them to come back and say, you know, we don't just want to limit ourselves to A, B, C, and D. We just want to work as hard as we can, get better every day, and see where we can go with it.
With such a strong freshman class coming in, how much does that raise the level even for like the veterans? Because the veterans feel like, we got to show you guys what it's like. But if they come in with that kind of intensity, they got up theirs too.
Well, everybody has. I think everybody has for two reasons. We did get a good group of freshmen in, and they've had to learn from our upperclassmen. So they just weren't able to come in and go, hey, we're here. I mean, our upperclassmen have experience and they have knowledge. So I give credit to the freshmen because they listen and learn. But at the same time, the entire level has raised because of their expectations, our expectations, and where we want to go. So I think it's all kind of coming together. We'll just ride with it and see what happens.
When the polls come out this week, where do you expect to be ranked in the preseason poll?
I don't know. God, probably anywhere from 2nd to 5th, maybe. I don't know where people are going to put us. I told them we got to stop being the hunted or the hunter, and we're going to be the hunted. So they've got that mindset. They've got to understand. I wouldn't be surprised if we're in the top 3. I wouldn't be surprised if they picked us 9th. You don't know, and that's something for us. That's something for you guys, actually. It's good to talk about, but for us, we've just got to go.
So you really don't. You're not really putting any. You don't put any weight in it.
No, I don't. I mean, last year I didn't think we'd come in 9th, even when we started 1-7. My first year, we lost 5 freshmen. They picked us 4th. So I was like, oh, God. And you knew that was going to be a little bit of a challenge because of, what we had and didn't have. So it's all speculation now. You've got to earn it on the court.
You just kind of teach them to embrace it if you guys are on the top 3 and, have a target on your back.
Yeah, they need to understand that we're New Mexico again. We're significant again. We've built a program instead of just maybe one good team. And I know for the most part, they don't have really that feeling yet. Now, the returners might, going to the championship game, coming in 2nd. We were 1st at one point. But when you talk about what Coach Flanagan built and all the success that he had in some of those teams where we just knew, hey, there comes another one. Hey, we got to get another one. And it's a good feeling. And I told them, it's a good feeling to have, to be respected. I think they deserve to be respected. And so we can't rest our laurels on it, but I think they deserve to be respected.
What do you expect out of Khadijah this year? You said you hope this team kind of finds its own identity and stuff. How about with Khadijah? What do you expect out of
Yeah, and again, you go back to the question, really just take off of where she was last year. I think she could be an all-conference player. I think she can be a first-team all-conference player. I think she could lead the league, if not come up there in rebounds for sure. She's really done a nice job with not only scoring around the basket, but her 15, 17-foot shot. So she's got a lot more confidence in that, and just to lead by example.
Throw Whitney in the mix right there. She's back, and then you got the freshman, the big freshman. You must feel like they must look really solid up there in the front.
I think so. And, Alexa's been hurt, so she hasn't even been practicing. So our front line and our post play is going to be really significant, and I think we can really wear teams down. It's almost like the 2004 team coming off the Sweet 16 team. People thought, you know what, we're not going to be very good because we lost Jordan and we lost Chelsea, and then we play 11, almost 12 deep, Coach Flanagan does, and go win another championship. So, again, learning a lot from what I learned from him, I think I can play a lot of players, and we can be really deep and wear some teams out.
Anything else?
That scared me.
You keep promising you're the same. We're just waiting.
I know. I'm gonna sing one day.
You're practicing.
Yeah, it's better than me dancing.
How do you see your role this year? We asked Coach, what she expects out of you. How do you approach the season?
I think this year my role is going to be more of like leading, giving to those that are on the team, especially our younger freshmen, and just giving the experience that I've had so far in these last 3 years to my teammates and doing whatever I can to make things possible.
As far as your front line, you must feel good about having some help. I mean, it's not falling all on you. So, I mean, you guys have people.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this year. I'm really excited because I know that when we sub in that there's not going to be a drop-off at all whatsoever. Like, our post play, it looks good. We got 6 girls that are all ready to be starters. And our guards are looking great too, so I'm really excited about our lineups.
How does last year's experience and what you guys were able to accomplish down the stretch kind of, fuel you this year, getting that taste, knowing that you were pretty darn close to getting to an NCAA tournament?
Last year, we felt like we came in a little short because we expected to be great and we expected to get to the NCAA. So for others, it was like a surprise, but for us, that's what we expected, and we didn't want anything less. So this year, we can't make the same mistakes, and we have to push forward and get what we want.
What's the level of intensity like now because of like what happened last year? Then you got players coming in that are pretty talented, and you guys, the whole thing mixed together. What's the level of intensity? And if it's changed, have you noticed it?
The level of intensity has definitely changed from last year's practices to this year's. Like, where we are now in practice, not even have had a game yet, is probably where we were mid-season. So coming in already, and we haven't even started playing yet, and the level of intensity is so high that I have really high expectations for us this year. I'm excited.
Wow.
I know they, she kind of talked about the polls and whatnot being things just to talk about, but how curious are you to see where you guys are going to end up?
I'm actually not really that interested in it. Yeah, I'm like where they rank us or where they put us. I don't think that it's as important as where we end up. Like what we end up doing, how we end up playing, the wins that we get. That's what's important.
Is it more like you can care less? I mean, you just the polls are doing this thing, and you're just like, oh, whatever.
Pretty much.
How is this year different than you coming in last year as a freshman, and now you got a year under your belt?
It's a lot different. Like Khadijah was saying, the level of competition between the two teams in practice, the intensity level is phenomenal. I can see us progressing through this year and picking up off last year and just doing even better things this year.
Does it make it, I mean, because when you're on a really good team, it's so much fun, and you know what I'm talking about. When you're on a good team, it's just fun. The whole season, every practice fun, everything's fun. Does it feel like that this year?
Yeah, it's fun. At the same time, I also like how the competition level is because that making each other get better. So with the level of intensity, it's allowing us to up our game. So if we keep this intensity up, we'll be doing good.
As one of the newcomers of the conference last year, a lot of teams didn't know what to expect from you. Now they've got tape on you. Mm-hmm. How do you handle that, knowing that they're going to key in on you and you're going to see things that maybe you didn't see last year?
It's going to be different since I wasn't like the key player, and now I can probably be one of them. I'm just going to keep working on my game, working on my jump shot, be a threat, driver, rebounder, just an overall game, so that way I keep them on their toes.
Coach, you talked about you maybe putting too much pressure on yourself, trying to do too much kind of deal. Have you had to kind of adjust your mental approach that it doesn't all have to be on your shoulders, even though you had a fantastic year last year?
Yeah. At first I did. I put a lot of pressure on myself, trying to step up and be a leader because I know I'm one of the key players now. But now I'm getting to learn that I have help, and then just to make the game easier, we're going to be as a team, so to take the pressure less off me.
Along the same lines as the question that he was asking about them keying on you and stuff like that, do you almost welcome that so you could get better? I mean, do you want that challenge because so it could make you better? I mean, if two people are on you or whatever, double teaming you, whatever, that's an opportunity, right? Is that how you look at it?
Yeah, I think if they key on me, that's just an opportunity for my other teammates to get scores, and that leaves somebody open. If they're keyed on me, then they leave Khadijah open, then that's a threat there, or they're going to leave Bryce. Everybody's going to be a threat. So if they key on one player, if they just double team me, then it leaves somebody open that I don't always have to get the score. Somebody else will be able to.
Coach kind of mentioned, you guys going from the hunted to the hunter. What is that mentality like? Knowing that you guys, other teams are going to look at the schedule and say, all right, we know New Mexico is going to be one of the top teams. How do we beat them? Just how do you embrace that? What do you think about that?
I agree with Coach, but at the same time, I feel like sometimes you got to still think that you still need to be the hunter. We still need to hunt our way to get to the NCAA tournament, even though we're going to be one of the top contenders. We always got to look at it as if we're in second place. Never oh, we're the top dog. I think we should still look at it that way, but we will be the one being the hunter.
There's a lot of hype coming in with the freshman class and the talent that they have, and Coach has pumped them up. If you had to give these incoming freshmen a piece of advice now that you've been through it, what would you tell them?
Just to be confident. I know it's a different level of game. It's faster and stronger. Just to be confident in yourself, just always ask for advice whenever you need help. All of the teammates will be there. And then just to play your own game, and that'll be basically it.
Same thing about the poll coming up. What are your thoughts on basketball polls, and where do you think you guys are going to fit?
I'm the same with Khadijah. I don't really care. It's not it's a bad thing, but they placed us 9th last year. And it didn't mean nothing. I came from a high school that we weren't ranked. I wasn't a top national team or in my own state. So it's just I always had that mentality oh, you're going to place me at the bottom, then I'm going to prove to you that I don't belong there. So even if we're not placed in the top 3, or if we're placed below in the middle, we're still going to try to go out there and win.
Were you able to kind of use that last year, though, as motivation?
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I actually picked to come to New Mexico, because I'm always used to being the underdog. So it's like fun being the underdog because they don't expect you to do much. So they like, and now that they're gonna expect so much from us, that it's like a good thing, good feeling.
So you're gonna make yourself an underdog even if you're not.
Yep. Mentality. I got the mentality. Because then you play harder.